Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Doing round 2. Are you excited? So I'm going to be doing a second round of my testing, like comparing concealers, because you guys loved that video so much. What did we conclude from that video? I can't remember now. Tarte Shape Tape was incredible. The L'Oreal Infallible Concealer was amazing. I actually picked up another shade of that because the shade that I did get was a little bit too dark. What am I talking about? I haven't filmed in such a long time. I haven't filmed since way before the holidays. I hope everybody had an amazing holiday and Happy New Year. And actually, before we even get into this, I just want to know what your resolutions are for 2020. If you have them, what they are. If you don't have like resolutions, if it's like, I don't know, just goals, whatever. Just let me know in the comments down below because I really want to know about that stuff. Anyway, it's hot in here already. I have an espresso, so I'm talking quickly. I know I talk really fast. If you need to slow me down, do it. All right, guys, well, if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to pop it in a card somewhere. You should definitely go check it out. We went through a lot of different concealers, and then you guys actually suggested that I try like certain concealers. So I have some of your suggestions here. I'm actually going to be breaking these next 2 videos up. I'm going to be doing more like high-end concealers in this video, and then I actually have a video that's going to be coming up with like more affordable concealers because I have an order that I'm waiting for. So these are going to be like more high-end, but there is a range as far as affordability. And then at the end of this video, we're going to pick our favorite concealer. And by we, I mean me, because you're not here. So I'm sorry if it's not your favorite. And then we're gonna be testing 2 new color correctors that you guys asked me to review. And then I think I'm gonna do the same thing in the other video with the cheaper options. Anyway, so we're gonna get into it because, you know, I'm already out of breath. This is what happens when I haven't filmed in a really long time. It's 1 o'clock. I feel like I'm behind. I'm drinking coffee. All right, so I'm going to prime my face with the Glossier Priming Rich Moisturizer, which is what I used in my other video. And I said it was just like fantastic for priming the under eye. So I hydrated, obviously. I showered. I'm clean for you, despite the sweaty armpits. So I'm gonna be doing my whole face just because. So I'm taking like a lot. And I'm gonna put that all over my face so that my skin is nice and hydrated. I love this stuff, it's so good. Hey, did anybody else get really, really fat over the holidays? Because I did. I'm gonna pick up more of this stuff when I go to the Glossier store at the end of the week. If you guys haven't been, it's actually really cute, but it's so busy. So I suggest going at like 10 a.m. on like a Wednesday. I had a little bit of a skin situation happening on this under eye, like right in here. I don't know if you can see anything. It's pretty much cleared up, but I don't want to put any products that I have not used in that area. So we're gonna be focusing everything on this side of our eye, whatever. And then if I'm smart enough, at the end of this video, I will remember to put back-to-backs, or like maybe I'll just line them all up so you can see side-by-side comparisons of every concealer, if I'm smart. We're going high end. I'm really excited about this. I think I'm gonna start off with, oh fuck, man, I don't know. Because I'm like really excited about all, you know what, I'm gonna start off with the Stay Naked Correcting Concealer from Urban Decay, because this was sent to me like right after I made that video, and then I was like, wow, I need to try this. I should probably pull up all the information about these things, right? This is in the shade 20WY, by the way. So this retails on the Urban Decay website, it retails for $29. Says it's up to 24-hour wear. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. And it is supposed to be, it's vegan, real skin matte concealer with 25% more pigment and full coverage that lasts up to 24 hours with an expanded range of 25 shades. It does look like it's a pretty decent shade range. Cute. So it has like an interesting applicator. It's kind of like that. It's like angled. Can you see it? Smells a little bit like MAC, what's this called? Pro Longwear concealer, which we are also going to be fucking with. So I'm going to, I'm into that color. I'm into that color. So I'm gonna be doing what I did in the other one where I put it right here because I don't wanna take it up way too high because I have creasing and then it gets in my creases and then it just looks like cakey and disgusting. So I keep it lower so that I'm not taking it up too high. I get it, my dark circles are up here. I conceal this whole area. Blah, and I'm using my LC Cosmetics Velvet Sponge to blend this shit out. Well, the color is like slightly light, but it would be good for doing super highlighting. All right, that's that. Video over. I need to get like all up in here. So it's like, I would say medium-ish coverage, light for me. It's meant to be like a second skin, basically. The formula looks nice though. It's not like for a matte concealer, it doesn't look like drying. Like it's moving with my skin really nicely, but you can obviously see that like gray cast underneath. So it's not super duper full coverage. I definitely would need to use a color corrector with it. The color is actually pretty nice. It was a little bit light, but once I blended it out, I feel like it would look really nice when I have like a full face of makeup. I might not wear this color on its own. In general, I kind of like how it's a little bit more lightweight. Like it does look very skin-like up close, which is nice. And the color, just in terms of like fair olive skin is pretty good. But like you just see so much of that gray cast, you know? I like it. I feel like I can move my face around a lot and it doesn't like tug. So I'm into it. I'm into it. Next up, I'm actually going to the event for this concealer tomorrow night. This is a new Becca Cosmetics concealer. What the fuck is this called? Oh my God, the light, man. I can't like read anything. So this is, the fuck is this called, bro? Oh, it's right here. Light Shifter Brightening Concealer, like that. This is in the shade Emit 1. It has a fluffy thing, which I hate all the time, but we'll see. All right, let's twist this shit up. I never know how much to twist it. All right. Color's not bad. Definitely feels sheer, very sheer. I always like, with these applicators, I just never know like how much I should put on. Definitely looks sheer, looks very sheer to me. I'll read you the info about it after because I forgot. It's really sheer. Hot damn. All right, so this is not going to be a full coverage concealer. It's super dewy looking though, like really, really dewy. So it retails for $28 on Sephora.com. Hydrating complexion wand to brighten, blur, and conceal with light, not heavy pigment. So this is not going to be for someone who has super dark circles like myself. In fact, this concealer is probably something that I would use more to brighten like this area of my face, maybe like my cheek right here, on my chin, down my nose, maybe even use it a little bit on my cheekbones to, like it said, brighten up. The finish is, the coverage says it is light and the finish is radiant. So if you are someone who's watching this because you have maybe just a tiny bit of darkness or you just want to brighten up the area underneath your eyes, this would probably be a good bet. It does provide like a tiny amount of coverage. It's not going to be for us super full coverage or the girls who are looking for super full coverage. However, if you have more mature skin, and I'm actually going to be filming a video about this, you might want to look into something that's more like this, like especially if you have very dry skin, because when I look at it up close, it definitely is very like super hydrating, very radiant. The point of this is to look healthy. So I can tell that like it doesn't look like I'm wearing, it looks like I'm wearing like moisturizer or something, you know, and it adds a tiny bit of coverage. So I would be interested in trying this with maybe a little bit of a color corrector, but I think maybe the applicator would make it a little bit more difficult. Like it probably would mix together. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking. I don't know. I have to experiment with it a little bit. I do really like the finish though. And if you're looking for a more lightweight concealer for, you know, just like brightening a little bit. In fact, now that I think about it, it might actually be kind of nice to like mix with a more full coverage concealer if you are having trouble with like very dry under eyes because it's super radiant. All right, guys, next up, we're going to be using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer because so many of you were like, wait, why did you not use this in your last video? And the reason was that most of the time, I think they launched new shades because I remember like everything was just way too dark for me or it was just like way too pink. So the shade range wasn't great. Let me look up this info. So this retails for $30 on Sephora.com. It looks like they extended their shade range a bit. They also sell a mini size, which is always weird to me. I got the shade Chantilly, whatever. It's like French or some shit. This is supposed to be medium coverage. The finish is supposed to be natural. It's a liquid, light diffusing and shit like that. So let's give this shit a shot. It has a little, this kind of doe foot. I remember not really liking the doe foot because it wasn't super flexible. It was kind of hard, so let's see if that is still a thing. Because it's not bad. This is a little light, but it's just, you know, us fair olive people, it's like really hard to find correct shades. So to me, this is more like light to medium coverage. Everybody has different ideas. Someone like me who has dark circles, this is like a light coverage concealer to me. So it doesn't really look medium to me. However, the formula looks nice. Like it's actually very comparable to the Naked Concealer from Urban Decay. I don't know how the coverage looks to you guys. I feel like it's pretty similar. The formula is also pretty similar. So it is like fairly radiant, but it's not at all full coverage. I don't even think I would say it's medium coverage, but let's see if we can build it up a little bit. Okay, so it is a little bit buildable. I would say that it's buildable to medium coverage. It's like more light to me. It's obviously not like sheer. If I had to compare it, like for example, I think the Becca concealer is more like a sheer coverage, not really light. I think this is light and it's buildable to medium. That's like my spectrum for these concealers. But the formula, like the finish does look very natural. Like it looks very, it looks nice. The only difference is like when I look at it very up close, it is starting to settle in my lines a little bit. Whereas the Naked Concealer didn't do that, but I only put one pass down with the Naked Concealer. So I don't know. I'm gonna have so many concealers after making these videos and I'm not gonna know what to do with all of them. All right, honestly, I just want to use this shit because this was not cheap. And I added this just because I thought if we're doing high-end concealers, we may as well see how it holds up. This is so insane. All right, you guys. This is the what? La Mer Concealer. I've never used a La Mer product in my entire life. I think that the skincare is like so overpriced. This is a concealer. This isn't a foundation. It's a what? It's a concealer. $80. $80 for a concealer. And it's also, can we look at the size of it, please? The shit is supposed to be, they have 4 shades. Okay, they have very light, light, medium, and medium deep, which looks at best light medium to me on the website. The reviews on Sephora give it like just over 3 stars. This is supposed to be a medium to full coverage anti-aging concealer with youth boosting antioxidants, available in 4 shades. It says coverage medium, so I guess you're supposed to be able to build it up. The finish is supposed to be natural, blah, 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 whatever. So who else is really skeptical? So I got the shade Light 12 because I looked at swatches on online and it seemed like it would be fine shade-wise. Like it's darker than some of the other ones, so it might be a little bit better, I don't know. Also sticks, not super wild about it. $80. Like I just rolled this all the way up. $80. $80. So I don't know, am I supposed to like apply it like this? So the color does look nice. So I'm just gonna do that and then, I don't know, we'll see if we can build it up, I guess. La Mer Concealer, you guys, $80, just, you know. Okay, so similar to me to the Naked Skin Concealer, or the Naked Concealer, or Stay Naked Concealer, whatever the fuck it's called, and the Nars one, in terms of coverage, like light to medium, you know? It did feel nice and creamy when I put it down. Like it didn't like pull, which is nice, because stick concealers, if it pulls your skin, it's like, why is this a stick? The color is nice. It does look very natural, but like I have all this gray cast, you know what I mean? So medium to full, go fuck yourself. But let's see if we can build it up. Like it does feel really nice and creamy when I do put it down. Like that feels nice. And I actually do think the color is pretty good for my skin. So it builds up a little bit. It definitely does not build up to full. And it's like borderline medium. It does look very natural though. It does look nice. What do you guys think? I see a lot of gray cast when I'm looking, so I don't know. In terms of medium coverage, like I just don't really think that it can claim to be medium coverage. Medium to full coverage is what it said. That's crazy to me. The formula is really nice though. Like when I'm looking at it, I really can't see where like my skin ends and the concealer begins. And the color is actually really nice. So it does blend really nicely, but bullshit claim, I would have to say. Medium to full coverage, bullshit claim. And also $80. You guys. Here's what I'll say. It is nice. It's creamy. It looks very natural. So it depends on like if you want to spend this much on a concealer and you know this is the finish that you're looking for. But I feel like it's sort of a combination of these two guys right here, maybe. Like maybe ever so slightly more hydrating than the Naked Concealer, or the Stay Naked Concealer. And this. I just don't think that in any way, ever, it would be worth $80 for this concealer. Ever. Like, if I'm spending $80 on a concealer, I want it to be perfect. I want it to work for everyone. I want there to be an 80 shade range, you know? Now that I'm moving around a little bit, you know, and emoting, I am seeing creasing. Like lots of creasing in my fine lines. Like it's settling now. This concealer is hands down not worth it to me. Don't buy it. That's ridiculous. That's an obscene amount of money and I'm upset. I'm upset all around. $80, go fuck yourself. Wouldn't even spend $80 on a foundation. All right guys, next up I want to try out the Glossier concealer. I have actually used this a few times and it's kind of nice for just like day to day, you know, Glossier. It's supposed to be like very natural. It's supposed to be like skincare meets makeup. They have 12 shades. The shade range is like fine. Like they definitely go to like deep. Which is nice. So they did extend, and then because it's more of a like sheer-ish formula, I'm trying to find out where it says like what the coverage is supposed to be. It says it's a buildable concealer that covers everything from dark circles to blemishes and redness with a dewy, glowy finish. Brightening, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really say, it just says it's buildable. It doesn't really say like what the coverage is supposed to be. Undetectable, flexible coverage. But yeah, they do have a nice shade range actually. It's like decent. They like have extended it, so I don't know how well that is to see. How easy it is to see right there, but not bad. And this does retail for $18. So I've had this for a little while and I just kind of forgot about it. So I have the shade G11, which is a little bit on the neutral side. It's pretty close to my like skin shade, really. So I'm gonna be using the Morphe M224, just a little flat concealer brush to apply this and then blend it out. So it is creamy. I'm going to place it right here. And then use my sponge to blend it out. All right, I feel like the formula or the like finish that we've seen from all of these concealers today have been very similar. So this is again, very hydrating. It looks very natural. I'm actually kind of surprised by the coverage of this because you kind of assume that like Glossier is going to be very, very, very light. It's definitely like light to medium. Like I don't really know how much you can build it up because it is so hydrating. Those formulas tend to have a really difficult time building up, but let's give it a go. I do like the color. Like the color is actually really nice. Place just a little bit. Do you see how creamy it is when I put it down? Like that's usually a sign that it's gonna be pretty hard to build up just because like it's not really setting and allowing you to build up coverage. I'm using light patting motion. Yeah, it doesn't, I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't really build up that much. Like you get to a certain point. It's like you get to like a medium-ish coverage point and then that's about it. You know what I mean? But it is really natural looking. Like it definitely looks like my skin. It feels nice. It feels really nice. Here's what I'll say. $18, way more shades. Not even that many still. I think it's only, what did I say, 12? Way more shades than this shit. Similar formula. The only difference is this is a stick and this is a pot. And massive difference between the cost. So when I'm looking at this, I'm like, why would you ever spend $80 on a La Mer concealer when you could spend $18 on the Glossier concealer and get super similar results? I actually kind of like this better, I think. I'm trying to move around so that I can like test how it moves. Yeah, so you definitely get like that gray cast coming through, but when I looked at it up close, it moves better with my skin. So as I'm like moving my skin, I'm not really seeing any like buildup in my fine lines. And I know that I have worn this out before as a concealer and it wears nicely. Like it definitely will start to fade throughout the day if you don't like touch it up or if you don't set it, but it looks good. It's like very natural. Definitely recommend the Glossier concealer, particularly if you have like very dry skin or more mature skin. I feel like I need to give you guys like more angles because obviously this is where my darkness is, but you can kind of see like as I move, it is light reflecting. And a lot of these concealers sort of have that in common. I'm excited about these ones. I saved them for last. All right, next up is a concealer that I used a long time ago. And I just like haven't tried it. And a bunch of you guys were asking me about it in my last video. And I was like, oh my God, it's been seriously forever. I went to the MAC store to pick this shit up. So this is the Pro Longwear Concealer. Bear with me because the last two I'm so excited about. And that's why I'm saving them for last, just saying. Anyway, this is an NC15. This was actually the first like high-end concealer that I purchased when I first started doing makeup. Like I think I ordered a bunch of things from MAC. And so this is like such a throwback to me. It is in like a glass container, and I remember one of my first Instagram posts was, this accidentally fell off my desk and broke on my like wood floor, and I posted that, and it was like one of my most liked pictures on Instagram. Anyway, what the fuck is this called? MAC Pro Longwear. So this retails for $25 on Ulta.com. This is meant to be a lightweight fluid concealer that provides medium to full coverage with comfortable, natural matte finish, gives a smoother, flawless looking finish, blah, 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 conceals, blah, 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 whatever. Long wearing, 15 hours, water resistant, transfer resistant, dermatologist, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. So it has like a little pump. So I'm actually gonna pump a little bit out on my little Morphe brush again. It's nerve-wracking. Oh, I put way too much out. Okay. Yep, smells like paint. Good times. Good times, Matt. Ooh, that's really light. That is very, very light. Definitely put too much. How is it that none of these concealers have been full coverage so far? Like, I'm hoping the last two are. They've all been so similar. Like, it's crazy. I also remember this being like way more full coverage than it actually is. It's like light to medium. What? It's nice though, like it's very nice. But I honestly, like at this point, with the exception of the Becca concealer, because that was like very light, I feel like the coverage, well, and maybe Glossier, the coverage and the formulas have all been like so similar, which is crazy. I'm gonna try to build this one up a little bit too. This is insane. I literally remember this being like super full coverage. I mean, the finish is really nice and the color is good. MAC obviously has like, definitely not a fan of the pump because you can't really like control how much I'm definitely gonna put too much out. Too much came out, so that's cool. Doesn't it look like it's gonna be so light? And it wasn't that bad. All right, so it builds up like a little bit. Builds up to medium. The formula looks really pretty though, like really nice, super natural. I like it a lot. It looks really natural. But when I make this face, I'm like, are you gonna settle? It looks pretty flexible right now. I really like the color. Wow, that's so crazy though. I literally remember this being like a full coverage concealer. Honestly, I think when Tarte Shape Tape came out, it like changed full coverage. Like this shit was like full coverage for me. And I think I was just so used to like having such dark circles and like accepting it, you know? It looks nice though. It's pretty nice, I don't know. I feel like they could have a better shade range for sure. I'm getting a little bit of settling, but like, looks nice and hydrating, honestly. All of these have pretty much been like the exact same finish, which is so crazy to me. What do you guys think? The pump though is so annoying. Like I really don't like having to use a pump. You feel me? Okay, I'm so excited for these next two. Oh my God. This is, and this was so requested, this is the Jouer concealer. So many of you guys were like, oh my God, you have to try this. So this is called the Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. It's supposed to be creaseless, a soft matte finish. It contains hyaluronic acid. I got the shade Chiffon. I need to look up how much it costs. So this retails for $22. It's pretty big, right? Like that's like a good size. You can get this on Sephora and Ulta, which is fun. Decent shade range. What did I say I got? Chiffon is the color that I got. So this is meant to be full coverage. That's what it's boasting. It says it's good for normal and oily skin. And it is meant to not crease. Did I already say that? I don't know. I'm just reading all the things. All right, cool. So I did try this one time already, but I'm trying to erase that from my mind because I want to just experience this with you. So I like the color. It's like more on the yellow side, which is always helpful for me. It's got a nice doe foot, decent size, feels nice and creamy. looks full coverage when you put it down, right? Like you look at that and I'm like, hot damn. All right, so I'm gonna blend this shit out. Immediately, full fucking coverage, right? Holy shit. Okay, let's continue. Goddamn, goddamn. Oh my God. Do you see that it just keeps going? Like, are you seeing this? It just keeps going. It's not gonna stop. It's literally not gonna stop. It's just gonna keep going. I'm like fucking amazed by this concealer, you guys. She has no words. She has literally no words. My words have left me. Jouer, this is an open love letter to Jouer. You have stolen my heart. I can't believe the coverage that I'm experiencing right now. This is hands down the most full coverage concealer I have ever used, ever. Shape Tape, I will love you. I will love you until my last days, but are you seeing this? And can you blame me? Shit, you can hardly see the gray cast that I have from my dark circles. Like, I feel like I can use this without any color correction if I want to. Like, are you kidding me right now? The difference? I was so skeptical. I'll be honest with you. If I'm being completely honest with you, I was so skeptical. You guys were like, you need to try the Jouer concealer. You need to try it. It's amazing. It's so full coverage. And I was like, I've heard it all before. I've heard it all before. And then I put this on when I went to the movies one night. I was just like, hey, I got these new concealers. I'm just gonna pop one on because I didn't want to look like a completely homeless person. And I was like, my world was rocked. I will never be able to profess my love in words well enough. The sentence sounded so stupid. I love this concealer. I love it. It's my new favorite. I want to wear it all the time. Now, having said that, I have not set it. I have not worn it with like setting it. Whatever. I haven't worn it. God, fuck. And the color is so perfect. Love it. Shit. Look at how much that concealed. This side is the side of my, like this side of my face is like very hard to conceal because I have like, my nose comes out this way and it kind of makes like this area look a little bit more hollow. Fuck, man. Look at how bright and fabulous it looks. Okay, I have to stop talking about it because I'm like so in love. We still have one concealer to try. But like, if you have not tried this and you're looking for a full coverage concealer, please, please pick up the Jouer concealer. I feel like I need to like write them a letter, and send them flowers for launching this shit. I'm like, I'm literally, how much does it cost? $22? Okay, if you're looking for full coverage and then you look at this shit, right? Mer, go fuck yourself. Get out of my house. Like, genuinely upset. If you've stayed for the end, not only do I applaud you, but I guess that's it. No, I'm just kidding. There's one more. We got one more and I'm super excited about it. I had to go in with the Jouer because I knew it was gonna fuck this video up. I was just thinking about what my favorite one is and we haven't even used them all yet, but like Jouer for sure is my favorite one. Okay, so next up was so highly requested as well. Super cute packaging, you guys. Jeffree Star concealer. Let's look this shit up. So I got the shade C6. The only thing I will say is as far as the shades go, all the other concealers work really nicely for my like fair olive skin. But when I compared this shade, which was supposed to be for like that, actually let me look it up so that I am not like incorrectly quoting. Dude, super cute packaging though, for real. Really cute. Anyway, I'm all over the place. The shade is very pink looking to me. Like it's probably a little bit more neutral, but if you have very olive skin, it looks like pretty pink. So I was like a little surprised by that. I think I got this on beautylish.com. So this also retails for $22, same as the Jouer concealer. Decent shade range, 33 shades. They also include some color correctors, which is fun. So what did I say I got? So I got C3, which is described as light with vanilla beige undertones and a satin matte finish. Which like beige, okay, but like vanilla, I don't know. I guess it just seems so pink to me. I'm just so fucking olive. So this is full coverage matte finish, Make dark circles, spots, and other skin imperfections disappear before your very eyes with Magic Star Concealer from Jeffree Star, blah, blah, blah. That's it. It's just going on to say. So it's supposed to be never cakey and full coverage. I haven't even opened this shit yet. All right, so we have this kind of little doe foot. Cute little whatever the fuck. Just looks so fucking pink to me. Also, the star on the end, kind of dangerous. I have very high expectations for this Jeffree, so don't disappoint me. Color's not bad. I'll be honest with you. It's more natural looking than I thought. Much more natural looking than I thought. Looks more medium coverage to me. The formula looks nice. Blends in with my skin nicely. I'm actually surprised at how it looks with my skin. It doesn't look too pink. Does look a little bit more on the neutral side when if I compare it to like my chest and my neck. But it just seems like it was gonna be super pink, and it's not, which is nice. So there's that. I'm gonna try to build it up a little bit. The doe foot is fine. I keep stabbing myself with the star though. Just saying. I definitely was expecting like very full coverage from Jeffree. So let's see how it builds. Because there is an arched concealer. So it builds nicely. It looks good. Super pretty formula. I would say it's more of a medium coverage concealer, and it builds to more full coverage. The formula is beautiful. It looks really natural. And I do like the color. I think the color is actually really nice. You can see a tiny bit of the gray cast come through with 2 coats, but for having put down 2 coats of concealer, I feel like it retains its like natural look. I'm so surprised by this because it does look very natural. And I was just expecting something like, I was expecting like Jouer-esque coverage from Jeffree. So the never cakey, we shall see. I actually think this would look nice if I set it. That's pretty. That's pretty though. I kind of like it. If you're looking for something that's like, it's like similar-ish to me to the Tarte Shape Tape, maybe more so the Word the Benefit. I would say maybe somewhere in between Shape Tape and the Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer. Like it moves with my skin like this one did. You know, if you saw that video, I like it. I like it. I like it. So this is exciting. Speaking of Jeffree Star, I picked up one of the color correctors because, duh, you know what I mean? Like, of course. I've been filming for too long. Still have other things to film. Oh my God, this day is getting away from me. So I picked up the color corrector. Kind of disappointed in the color, if I'm completely honest with you. This is the Peach Color Corrector, which to me doesn't look peach. It looks like a warmer light pink. And I don't know how many he has. Let me look. Yeah, so he has 2 color correctors. He has a green one and then this one, which I feel like is only gonna work for, but I mean, we haven't tried it yet, but like, I feel like it's only really gonna work for like light skin, you know? Like someone with deep skin definitely couldn't use this as a color corrector. It would just probably make them look really ashy. I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot. And then we're actually going to, oh, it looks a little bit darker when I open it, but I don't know, that's me. I'm like the whitest thing out there. So I'm gonna use this and then go over it with the concealer and we're gonna see how that goes. So I'm placing it right there. So the color is probably like decent for me. Personally, I feel like it's not warm enough. To blend that out, I'm using this Fenty Beauty eyeshadow brush. This is the 240. So I'm going to pat like right where all the gray is. And then I like to kind of just like feather this area. So it adds a little bit of coverage. It does do like a tiny bit of warming. This color is really like, I'm warming up to this color. I didn't think it was gonna be warm, but I'm warming up to it. All right. Okay, so that's like not a terrible combo, but in my opinion, the color corrector is a little too cool toned. So like, I feel like I can still see like quite a bit of gray. If it were warmer, I think it would cancel out that gray tone a lot more. So in my opinion, as far as a color corrector goes, it's just too much of like a cool pink. It needs more warmth, and it also is not going to work for anyone who's like medium skin and deeper. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in that. It's not bad, like if you look at it, it makes like a little bit of a difference. But personally, I don't think it, like the difference is, I don't know, that much more than when I just put the concealer down by itself, you know? Honestly, my whole like idea of what Jeffree Star's concealers and color correctors would be completely different from what they actually are. Surprised by that. Do like the concealer formula though, not super wild about the color corrector. Oh my god, it's 2 o'clock, fuck. Oh, and my espresso was cold. Blech. I'm super skeptical about this next one, but you guys were swearing by it. So we shall see what she said. I'm just speaking in tongues over here. It's completely fine. Last color corrector, Becca Cosmetics. You guys were like, you need to talk about this. So many people suggested it. And I feel like I used this a long time ago and I didn't like it. But now see, this is crazy. All right, so this is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in the shade Medium to Deep. Questionable. It's a little more, it's warmer. You can see the Jeffree Star one looks far more pink. This has a lot more warmth in it. And I feel like the camera isn't really picking it up that well, but it is like more so on the peachy side. The reason that I got the medium deep shade was because a lot of you guys were saying that the lighter one was just too light, like it was a little bit more, I think it's called the pink corrector. I have to look it up. Becca color corrector. But you were saying that this is like super full coverage and very brightening. So I'm like, okay, we'll give it a shot. So this retails for $32 on Sephora.com. So the color light to medium just looked so pink. And then, yeah, I picked medium to dark or medium to deep or whatever because it looked way more like warm and peachy. Light pink color correctors don't do shit for me. I don't understand them. Like the whole point of color correcting underneath your eyes, maybe it works more for like very blue dark circles, but I honestly don't really see that many blue dark circles. So anyway, this is medium to deep. I don't think it would really work for deep skin. Maybe medium. I'm going to use that same Fenty brush, and I'm just going to pick it up directly from the pot. It is very creamy. I'm going to place it where I need it. I like the color, definitely better than the Jeffree Star one. I'm just a little worried that it's going to be too hydrating, and it won't like set enough for me to layer concealer well over it. Because it does feel like the formula of it feels really similar to the Glossier concealer. And I'm just like, if it's that dewy, you know, like it can be really hard to, like it doesn't really set and then it's hard to layer something on top of it because they end up just kind of like mixing together. It does do a little bit of brightening, but the coverage itself isn't full for sure. It's a little more like, did you just see how dewy it looks? I'm just worried. I just don't think that. So I'm gonna go in again with the Jeffree Star concealer just so we can kind of like compare the two color correctors. Genuinely worried about this. And I'm gonna really pat so that I'm not like dragging at all. So that I'm like, I'm gonna try my best not to like remove any coverage. Okay, so the color is definitely way better than the Jeffree Star color corrector. You can kind of see like how much warmer it makes this area. However, it was difficult to kind of like build up the concealer over it. Like you can kind of still see some of the color corrector because it kind of like did what I said I was worried about and it kind of like mixed together a little bit. The formulas do complement each other really nicely. Like it looks very natural, but it kind of feels unnecessary because they did just sort of like mix together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's not really like, it just didn't really do enough to make a difference, you know? So as far as color correctors go, I'm still all about my Ben Nye Cover All Wheel. I think this is the best one. It's just the best formula. It's thick enough. It's thick enough that I can place it where I need, and then when I go over it with concealer, it doesn't like remove the coverage or the color that I've already put down. I mean, the takeaway from this is Jouer has fucked up my life. Like, I am a different person. I'm looking at the world a different way. I wake up feeling like it's a whole new world. Thank you to any one of you that suggested this. I did see it so much in the comments, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I gotta try it, and I'm so glad that I did. Oh my God, I didn't even notice there's like little Jouers printed all over the cap. That's so cute. I love it. Can I be your ambassador for this concealer? Legit. Like, legit, I would be 100%. Like, I will literally like support you until the end. That's it. Jeffree, I'm so surprised by you. I honestly thought it was gonna be like so full coverage. It's very natural looking. Nice formula, very natural. I'm like, MAC Pro Longwear, I for sure thought that you were like so full coverage. What happened there? Nars, opinion hasn't really changed. Naked Concealer, fine. La Mer, go fuck yourself. Glossier, nice. And then Becca, I'm sorry, but like, I'm too homeless looking for your pretty light diffusing concealer. I'm just too much of a raccoon. But I'm definitely gonna use it to highlight and stuff. Cool, hopefully this was helpful, you guys. I know this is gonna be long. My next one's probably gonna be long too because I have even more concealers and color correctors to go over. So these ones were more high-end, a little bit more expensive, and then the other ones are going to be much more affordable. So watch out for that video. If there are any last-minute concealers that you want me to try, I probably have a couple of them coming up in the next video, but let me know in the comments down below so I can make sure that I'm doing everything. But I'm happy to continue this series. You guys seem to find it super helpful. I was also thinking maybe like once we're done with all of these, taking like the winners of each of those videos and then comparing them in another video and seeing which one would win. Kind of have an idea of who would already, but it's fine. Let me know if you want to see that. I don't know, I guess that's it. Leave me your resolutions for 2020. I have so many. The majority of them are, what? Getting back in shape. Okay, so typical. So I gotta go because I'm talking too much. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, and I need to give my skin a break, except that I can't because I need to film another video. All right, cool. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Whatever, all the comments, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the shit that the people say, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.